All right, we are back live on Radio Row with another great interview live here at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Super Bowl 58. We got another special guest, Dr. Lawanna Bradford, on the show. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So what brings you here to Radio Row?
I'm excited because I've been to a Super Bowl before, but never behind the scenes.
Yes.
So I'm part of the Leadership Experience Tour, and there's 10 of us speakers from around the nation who are coming to share our individual platforms. And my platform is one that I believe translates well for the players, both on the field and off the field.
Awesome. Well, we've interviewed quite a few people already. So we definitely excited about you and to get you on the show. And so one of the things you have is the R3 system. Talk about the R3 system.
The R3 system is my platform. So R3 stands for refocus, reframe, and reconnect. And it's basically your personal GPS system. And it's designed to create a strategic approach in how you build the blueprint of your life. That's one of the things MLK talked about is what is your life's blueprint? And often we go through life haphazardly, and it's about being very strategic and intentional and committed to what you say you want to be and how you're going to show up, and then developing the steps to get there.
Right. Strategy is very important, obviously, in life and sports and everything. So
yes.
I think you take that in your day-to-day life. It definitely makes a difference.
I totally agree.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So, there's a quote up here that says, out of 5 former NFL players either go bankrupt or suffer severe financial distress within 2 years of retirement. That's from Sports Illustrated. And so I think that's 100% correct, because there's a lot of athletes that you make a lot of this money, you think it's going to last, you think it's going to continue to come in, and eventually it stops.
Yes.
And so what do you do next? So talk about that quote and how your program helps with that.
Yeah, I think that's a challenge across the board for society, not just players.
True.
But you look at the tenure for athletes, it's 3 to 3.5 years.
Right.
You're making all this money.
Right.
And like you said, suddenly it dries up. So this program is saying, okay, let's be strategic. You may be one of the few that have a longer career.
Right.
But what if you don't?
Maybe not.
What if you don't?
Right. And injuries happen.
Cuts happen.
Cuts happen. Exactly. You just never know what is going to be the cause of you not being on this team anymore.
Right.
And I think you have to look at the future. My parents always said you got to have a backup plan. You like playing sports, that's fine. But what are you going to do if it fails? What are you going to do if it doesn't work out? And I think that's the part that we all have to think about.
I totally agree. I think it's really about having responsibility and accountability for your life, and don't leave it up to chance, because when we allow other people to call the shots, we're leaving our life up to chance.
Right. So true. Where are you from? Where are you based out of?
I'm based out of Atlanta.
Okay. Interesting enough, I went to Morehouse.
Okay.
My sisters went to Spelman, and my parents still live there now. So pretty familiar with Atlanta. 4.5 years there, not 4. But anyway, I made it out. That's the most important part, as my parents would say. You also have here your co-founder, Celebrate Your Embracing Her Wellness, powering 1,400 women globally. Talk about that program.
Yeah, Celebrate You Embracing Her Wellness is a platform that's designed to help women realize the power that they have, their innate gifts and talents, and stepping into it boldly, unapologetically.
Yeah.
And I believe that when women are able to do that, then we become the change not only that we want to see in the world, but the world sees in our families, our community, the nation, and the world. Right. I believe it's now woman's time to really rise, to help shift the narrative, to be that backbone and support and momentum for our men.
Yes, true.
But we can't do it on the sidelines. Right. We got to step in the game.
Right.
And sometimes that game isn't fun.
Yeah, that's true.
So we got to suit up and show up, right?
Right. Yeah, and I'd say this story about my wife. This network would not be here without her. I started off doing podcasting on my own, and she you should start a network. People gravitate towards you. People want to get into this game, and here we are today. So I definitely commend her. And you got to have that backbone. You got to have that person behind the man to help push him, encourage him, and do all those things.
Right, and it's having both perspectives. It's not one is better than the other, but together, true. I mean, that's really where strength is built.
Yeah, definitely. So when you talk about athletes, obviously we're here at the Super Bowl, and we talk about how really helping them to become their best person. And we've been talking about this with some of the other doctors, is that this should be programs before they go into the NFL. Maybe even when they're in high school and they have that potential. You agree with that?
Yeah, I think it's actually even before high school.
Okay.
Because you look at the second pandemic is mental health,
Right.
mental illness.
Right.
And it's because there's a lot of insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
There's doubt in who we are, how we show up, trying to be accepted, trying to belong, whatever that means to each person.
True.
And if we give our kids the tools at the beginning, then iron sharpens iron. They just you become stronger and stronger in their respective lanes.
Right.
And then like when they reach the pinnacle, like the NFL, if the game ends, the game ends. It was just a point in time. It's what they did. It's not who they are.
Right. It was a stage in their life.
Yes.
It was a part of the process.
Yes, exactly.
Right. And I tell my my daughter this all the time. And there's a scripture that says you train up your child in the way they should go. When they get old, they don't depart from it.
Yes.
So if you give them the tools, like you're saying, ahead of time, when they get into, and also when you get into tough situations, because you're gonna fail, you're gonna make mistakes. And you can't allow that to just derail you and you completely go off the tracks.
True. But so often people do because they think that's the end of the world.
That's the end of the world.
And my father always told me it's a point in time. This too shall pass. And you look back and you're like, wow, I got upset over that.
Yeah. Right.
And from our trials and tribulations, that's where we determine, that's where our strength is born.
Right.
When life is easy, you really don't know what you're made of.
Right.
It's when those tsunamis happen.
When the tough times hit.
Yes.
That's who tells who you really are.
Exactly.
Right. Now, so one of the initiatives, budget analysis for the 1996 Atlanta Committee for the Olympic Games. That was part of something you did. Wow.
Yeah, that was the highlight of my career, was working for the Olympics.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow. And that was amazing to have that in Atlanta, especially during that time. And Atlanta is a city just that continues to grow. My dad loves it because it's the Black Mecca. He is. I'm not gonna say he's pro-Black, but he loves his Black people, and he is.
There's nothing wrong with that.
He had to move there. I live in Texas, and he was like, "No, we're not moving to Texas. We're moving to Atlanta." So I definitely get that. The other thing, your financial business planning proposal for former NFL players, Brandon Marshall, who's probably going to be here because he has a podcast, I Am Athlete. But talk about working with him and that impact.
Yeah, we were, I was working with he and a good friend of his, Regis Humphreys.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the financial concern with athletes. How do we make them financially secure?
Right.
And I'm not talking about the amount of money that you make, but the mindset, your money mindset. Because I can give you all the money in the world. I can give you the business tactics and strategies, where to invest, when to invest. But if your mind isn't right when it comes to money, it's going to be fleeting. It's not going to be sustaining.
True.
And so that was something that we were beginning to do. It didn't go all the way through, but it was just a wonderful experience to see that other people who are in the game are already thinking that way. So it's like, how do we not only empower those today, but make sure that those coming behind us are better equipped? Right.
And when we talk about financial planning, budgeting, there's savings. Obviously, you save, and there's also investing. Where would you say kind of the people should go first, or which one should be first and second?
I think savings first, because when you're looking at life's issues, right? Tragedies,
things are going to happen.
Water heater can go out, right? You don't want to pull from your investments.
Right.
You want to pull from your reserves, which is your savings.
Right. Emergency fund.
Right. Yeah. So you may have your emergency fund, your vacation fund, your educational fund.
Right.
But until you know how to manage that, are you really going to know how to manage an investment?
Right.
For the long game.
Long term. Right? Yeah. Right. So we're here at the Super Bowl. What team are you a fan of? Team or teams?
Well, there's only one team.
There's only one.
It's the Chiefs.
Oh. Oh no. So how did you become a Chiefs fan? Are you from that area, or?
My father's from Kansas City, so our family has been a Dallas fan because my mom's from near the Dallas area, and KC. And my father's 93, and so
let's give a round of applause for that. 93. That's something to be proud about.
93 and a little bit of Black history. He is one of the few remaining Buffalo soldiers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
he served this country for 30 years. He loves football, and he was excited that the Chiefs were coming, and even more excited that I was.
You was gonna be.
Yeah,
Right.
he's like, oh my gosh.
Right. Get some pictures.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what you're gonna be doing, but I'm just excited.
I'm excited you're there. You're living through me right now,
Yes.
being there. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm from Dallas. Courtney here is from Philadelphia. So I'm a Cowboys fan. It's been a long time.
Yes.
It's been a long time. I mean, every year, I don't say this, but delusional Cowboys fans say, we're going to the Super Bowl this year. It hasn't happened in a long time. I mean, it's not happening this year either. And I made a post and I said, delusional Cowboys fans, we're not going to the Super Bowl. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. But, talk about the Chiefs and 49ers. Obviously, I'm assuming you picked the Chiefs. But what do you think about this Super Bowl, Mahomes, Purdy, the coaching, and all that?
I think both teams are talented. I mean, they're brilliant, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I think it's going to come down to the mental game. I think it's going to come down to fourth quarter.
Exactly.
And if the Chiefs come in overconfident, then they could possibly miss their chance.
Right, I agree.
So you got to play like it's your first time.
Right.
At the bowl.
Right. And the Super Bowl is, it's the last game. You do have to play it like it's your last, but also you got to play it freely too, because there's no next game. This is it. And so whatever their game plans are, as long as they don't, I think, overthink it, which mindset, again, going back to mindset, if you're not in the right mindset, if you go down 14 points, and you're not in the right mindset, you might end up, we gave it all we had. Type of situation. So
yeah, but we've seen games turn over, right? It's like
true.
you can be down 21 points.
Yeah, come back.
The other team's a little cocky, and suddenly it's like, oh my gosh, how did they beat us?
Right. That's true. So what would you say is the future of the R3 system and the future of Dr. Lawanna Bradford?
The future of the R3 system, I think it's designed for a time such as this. Our world is rapidly changing. We need to be competitive, but competitive in our lanes, and realizing, and I'm speaking especially to our Black and Brown communities, where we've been so disparate with so many things. But when we realize who we are and what we have, what we bring to the table, and that we are the architects of our lives.
Yes.
We don't compete with you.
Right. We're competing with ourselves. Right, exactly.
Then I think success is inevitable. It's not will it happen, it's inevitability.
Right. And I think comparison is probably the biggest evil that we all deal with. You look on social media and you think, oh, that person is living a great life. That's a snapshot of what happened. And that could be pictures from years ago.
Right. And you don't know what they're dealing with off camera.
Internally, in their mindset. Again, yeah. So it really makes I think a difference that you, like you said, who you are, but also you compete with yourself. If you're your best self every day, then I think that success will come.
That's one of the things that Sidney Poitier stated, was that every day his goal was to be better than he was the day before.
Right.
So that meant he wasn't looking to the left and right. And the Bible even tells us, if you look to the left and the right, those things are going to trip you up.
Right.
But if you keep your eyes focused on your lane, your prize.
Right.
Again, the win is there.
You preaching, you're saying some preaching. Yeah, so man, really great to have you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for stopping by. Where can people find you, follow you, and what are some things you have coming up?
They can follow me on all things social media by my name, Lawanna Bradford, or Instagram, the Lawanna Bradford. My website, lawannabradford.com. Okay. I'm Googleable.
That's what I did, because I wanted to make sure I had the spelling right and the pronunciation right, so I Googled it. You came right up. So, definitely.
And what's next for me is I'm actually in the process of writing a book called the R3, Your Personal GPS for Success.
Okay.
And so I'm excited about that. I want it to be a book that's actually taught in schools. I want to have a version for your elementary school students, but then one when you're looking at your business management.
Awesome. So are you here the whole week? You're all the way through the Super Bowl?
No, I actually leave tomorrow.
Okay. I do too, actually. My other two guys will be here through Friday. So yeah.
Yeah, my team, they're going to be here. They're going to enjoy the game.
If you got an opportunity to go, I would say definitely enjoy it.
Yes.
But thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. And we'll definitely be in touch. We'll cut this up and we'll have some clips. So we'll tag you in it.
Perfect.
And
thank you.
So we can help continue to promote you and what you do.
Yeah, and I will definitely be promoting your network, BS3.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you.